Winter often marks a time of dormancy. For my friends in zone 5 and 6, there's no need to hang up your gardening gloves when the first frost arrives. By using an unheated greenhouse, you can extend your growing season and enjoy fresh produce well into the colder months. Even a simple backyard greenhouse, such as this one, which is mine, provides a buffer against the harsh winter conditions, allowing you to nurture hardy crops that thrive in cooler temperatures. Zone 6 typically experiences temperatures that can drop as low as minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And in Zone 5, it can get down to 20 below with snow. Although I will say snow can be a blessing, and we will talk about that shortly. While these cold snaps can be challenging, they also create the perfect environment for growing a variety of whole, cold, hardy vegetables. The key is to provide just enough protection to keep the plants above their minimum temperature thresholds. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula are all excellent choices. They can withstand frost and even taste sweeter after a light freeze. Root vegetables such as carrots, radishes, turnips, and beets grow well in the cooler temperatures of a winter garden. I salvaged these metal hoop frames from a tobacco farmer going out of business. If you see a decaying hoop house, then ask if you can remove it and take the hoops. The plastic will probably be torn to shreds, but you would have to replace that anyway. The raised beds were made from oak boards from an old barn, and the framing lumber was purchased new. So I took this picture in November of 2014 in the afternoon. The outside temp was 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and inside you can see it was about 68. There were days I opened the greenhouse door to ventilate it, even during December and January. If you can get straw bales cheap, then place them around the outside walls to provide insulation. In spring, they will make a good mulch. You want a space that's multi-purpose and justifies the cost. So in winter, I was growing nice fresh greens, and in spring, it was great for seedlings, and in summer, warm weather crops like eggplant. You can watch my eggplant video for tips on how the greenhouse is great for them. I will say I typically ran out of plants to harvest in January before the cold even got them. In fact, one year we had late snow and my broccoli and cabbage seedlings were growing away inside. They got a bit leggy, but ended up okay. Hi, I'm Amy, and I make content on organic gardening and wildlife conservation. You can check out my books on Amazon and on my website. You can also purchase a polycarbonate greenhouse. They come in like kits that you can put together. I will say the prices on these have dropped since they first came out. There are lots of options under $1,000, but make sure they are sturdy and have bracing like this one. Also, you will need to make a foundation and anchor them well. These are also a nice option if you are in an urban area and need something that looks a little bit better and won't upset the neighbors. My Muscovy ducks had a great were a great cleanup crew. Also, I want to recommend Elliot Coleman's books here. I'm probably showing my age, but he does an excellent job giving details about winter farming in Maine. Okay, I mentioned using straw as a great insulator, but never discount the help a good snow cover can give you. Zone 5 folks especially, there is a reason that igloos are used as temporary shelters during the winter. If you are in a colder area, or even just having a cold spell, use season extension. You can cover the plants with row cover to give them some extra protection. So let's discuss planting in our greenhouse. First, the soil in the greenhouse is just as important as the garden soil. If it's large enough, you can till the soil and work in plenty of compost. Or you might want to build raised beds like I did. Many types of lettuce are better in cold weather. Varieties such as Winter Marvel, Tango, and North Pole are great. Arugula, Mizuna, spinach, and golden sorrel are also very cold hardy plants. Start seeding salad greens in your greenhouse by mid September. Plant another round in late September. Get root crops in mid to late August. They need more time to grow. That gives them a chance to start growing before the weather starts getting cold. When the weather is warm, leave the doors open and allow for ventilation. Your seedlings will take off during the early fall weather. But here's my caveat: when you leave the door open, your friends may just walk in. And yes, they did have a paddock they were supposed to be in. So I put up extra layer of security and screen doors at my greenhouse, or in my greenhouse. Check out my video on fall planting for a specific schedule of fall garden planting. You can transplant right into your greenhouse to keep extending your season. Don't fertilize your fall growing plants unless they look poorly. Too much nitrogen can cause them to grow fast and actually do poorly when it gets cold. We want nice, stocky, strong plants in fall that will stand up to a frost. Watering should be done carefully as plants need less moisture in the winter. Make sure the inside of the greenhouse is above freezing. Water early in the day so the plants have time to absorb moisture before the temperature drops at night. Plants grow more slowly or will even pause growth in the winter, so be patient. You will likely harvest the whole plant versus taking leaves. Things like cut and come again lettuce are not going to develop new leaves as rapidly or at all. Everything we can do to grow more of our own vegetables allows us to be more self sufficient and healthy. The trade off is worth it, as you'll enjoy fresh vegetables when others rely on grocery stores.